Parliament of Papas. Sorry, I said that completely wrong. Parliament of Papas! There you go.
Still not there.
Oh, my bad. All right, and this one came from one of us. I don't actually remember who put it in there. I think it might have been you, though. But it is, am I the butt face? Comes to us from Redditor RealPoint6474. Says, am I the butt face for getting a woman fired over VeggieTales? So, yeah. My wife and I, unfortunately, have
I'm going to preemptively judge this one. No. While the original VeggieTales was okay, it can get repetitive, and the new VeggieTales, after they sold it, sucked. So no, you're not the butt face.
Ironically, I sent you a rock cover of the VeggieTales song the other day. So
I saw a message. I haven't checked my. I save them so I can really have time to watch it because you send me some good stuff. So I look forward to that.
My wife and I unfortunately have our son in daycare. It's unavoidable. A few months ago, I picked him up, and when I asked him about his day, he told me about a show they watched with cartoon vegetables. When I dropped him off the next day, I asked the teacher if they watched VeggieTales. She said they didn't show the kids anything inappropriate. I asked,
True.
Did they watch VeggieTales? She refused to give me a straight answer. I said I don't want him to watch VeggieTales. She said he wasn't going to be allowed to watch anything inappropriate. That day when I got home, I asked, did you watch VeggieTales? He did. I emailed the administration. They assured me no VeggieTales. It is not an approved media to show the kids. It has never and will never be shown. The next week I asked...
I'd never say never.
The next week I asked, did you watch VeggieTales? Yep. I reached out again, and I'm told maybe my son is confused. Right. So I wait a week, ask my boss if I can leave early, walk past the receptionist. She told me to stop, but I didn't. Into the main room, and boom, there it is, VeggieTales. I took a picture. I was given a warning for barging in, which is fair, but the administration promised the VeggieTales thing would be solved. The teacher had to take all the tapes home, and she would not be able to bring in tapes ever again. Next week, did you watch VeggieTales? No, Dad. Great. Following week, did you watch VeggieTales? Yep. So I emailed again. At this point, I start getting other people involved. The anti-VeggieTales coalition. Even some of the Christian parents were annoyed. One woman watches it at home with her daughter and said she didn't want it watched at daycare because if her daughter has questions, she wants to be asked, not the teacher.
Oh my God, parents are so... Go ahead.
Great. Join the anti-VeggieTales coalition. The resolution
No. I'm anti-parent, but I'm stuck in the middle, but carry on.
Well, no. What? Go ahead. Go for it.
It's I want them to ask me. You don't think they're going to come home and ask you a question? Work with the teacher. But also, I'll reserve my judgment. When I hear that, well, they will have questions I want them to ask. Lady, they will ask anybody who's in front of them. And if you build a good relationship with their kid, they'll still come and ask you or talk to you about it and give you the opportunity. Because I can tell you, if you try to shut everything else out in the rest of the world, you'll never get asked a question.
Yeah, but at the same time, I also get it because when you're answering theological questions, a lot of times you want your kids to be able to come to you first.
Then you tell them, hey, if you see something, say something. I don't know. It's not sex ed. It's VeggieTales.
But there's so many different interpretations. Even if you're a Christian, there's so many different interpretations of the Bible that I get.
Then you should be proactive. I know you agree with me on this. That you should be proactively having conversations with your kids before you send them out of the house. Because I did. Because I'm anti-religion. I'm not anti-faith. I'm anti-religion. And the second we started sending our kids out of the house to any kind of pre-K, which was church-based, or church, or anything, VBS, I was having those conversations with them. It's like, hey, you might hear stuff that you don't understand or you have questions. Feel free to talk to them about it, but come home and ask us. We'll always be here to help you out and explain what we believe.
Well, in my opinion, and this will get me judged, I'm sure, is if you're teaching your kids at home, and they're hearing something for the first time from
Yes.
VeggieTales, then
Yes.
are you actually teaching them at home?
You're right. I'm going to judge you, Joe. I'm going to judge you a good dad. Bam. I don't have a gavel, but pretend to have a gavel.
Here.
There you go.
All right. So let's see. We got just a little bit left here. The resolution was that teacher got fired. Now there's backlash against me. People feel bad. They feel guilty. It's all my fault. I pressured them into making it a big deal. They're just animated vegetables. Even my wife said I pulled a me and went on the warpath. Am I the butt face, or should she have just left her animated vegetables at home?
All right, Joe, what do you say? Because I got a fairly strong opinion on this.
To me, it's not even about VeggieTales. They are lying to the parents.
Agree.
And they should be fired.
We're landing on the same thing. Yep.
So
I was team VeggieTales, man. When this started, I was being a little funny about it, about prejudging them, not the butt face. But I was team VeggieTales. But it does. Okay, so when we're missing one key piece of information, but we can infer it, is that this is not a Christian or church-based daycare or school or whatever it is. Because the admin said it's not on approved media, it has never been shown. So it sounds like it might be a government funded or public funded or private that's non-religious funded, whatever it is.
Yep.
So okay, that alone was like, all right. Because I was thinking he was being a butt face. I'm like, I don't want to watch my kids watching. I don't want my kids watching SpongeBob. Guess what? When they're out of my house, they got to see episodes of SpongeBob. And I told them, well, I don't like it. I think it's stupid, and I think it'll rot your brain. It's 100% brain rot. And they got that. They watched some of it anyway. It did not kill me or them. So I was like, well, you can suck it up, Buttercup, because VeggieTales is actually really good and healthy. And there's nothing in what they teach so far that I saw, and I was there through the whole good era, the late 90s, early 2000s era of VeggieTales, and into the late 2000s even. And I can get behind it. But if it's not on your approved list, one, you're already violating the rules that you agreed to work by. Secondly, when a parent especially when they find out it's against the rules and they say, I don't want it, you worked for me. End of story. And I would have done the same thing this dad did. I would hope it'd be over something more agreeable than VeggieTales, because I hate that but he's not the butt face. Because you said it best. She lied. Not only did she lie to you, the administration said, there's some gaslighting. There was some, I was like, But when he proved it, then they made her take the tapes home. Okay. But then 2 weeks later, it happened again. Now you have the school, you have a problem because she's not even listening to her boss. Yep. She has an agenda, and I have a problem with agenda. This is why I hate religion. I have a problem with agendas.
That's right. Your meeting better not have an agenda, managers.
Have you been? No, you've been to my meetings. They never have agendas, sir.
Yeah, you hear that, cause? No agenda.
Yeah. Do you disagree with any? You might say this strongly as I'm saying, but do you disagree with anything I'm saying there?
No, this person is not the butt face. Regardless of the content, which I've only watched a bit of VeggieTales, and I actually only got exposed to VeggieTales after I was already an adult. But
same,
the amount of VeggieTales that I have seen, none of it was egregious, and about half of it was only tangentially related to Christianity. Like I watched,
most of it's just good humanity.
Yeah, like I watched one that was a spoof of manatee.
You are though. Anyway, sorry.
I watched the Lord of the Rings spoof.
Yes,
and that one was funny with the sporks, and then they run into the elves and they're Keebler elves. They're squashes, I think, but they're Keebler elves in the trees. Yep. Oh man, yeah, no, that was
there's so much wholesomeness to it. That I think they always have a Bible verse. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you're going to be more uptight about a Bible verse than you are about how prolific. And I swear, by the moon and the stars in my eyes. I use 4-letter words a lot, right? But our society today is very 4-letter word fluent, right?
Yep.
In public, on FaceTime, they're just, people. So you're more worried about a Bible verse, because that's really it, if you think about it. Because some of it is like pray to God, whatever. Sure, just explain to your kid whatever. I don't know if he hates Christianity or if he hates VeggieTales, whatever. But talk to your kid. But a lot of it's just be a good human being. And most of the songs had nothing to do with the Bible. My favorite cover song that is out there is, I think Audio Slave did it, which is a Christian band, but it's Where's My Hairbrush? It's this very grunge version.
Is my hairbrush?
I mean, they do so good. And then there's the My Cheeseburger and Barbara Mann. None of these things have anything to do with even good humanity. They're just fun. The pirates who don't do anything. There's no moral in that. They just don't do anything. So yeah, I was team VeggieTales on this, but my biggest problem with society is that pushback. They feel bad. Why do you feel bad? You have a teacher teaching something to our kids that's against the school policy. They lied about it. They were disciplined over it, and they did it anyway. Why do you feel bad? Oh, it's just cartoon vegetables. Okay, what if those cartoons were weed? What if those cartoons were Rick and Morty? What if they wanted to teach something that fill in the blank you don't like? Wouldn't you be upset? It's not about what it is, it's why it is.
Well, and it's about allowing parents to make informed decisions. That's why there's been such a huge push for transparency in the curriculum in public schools in general, because it's not always about specific content, although oftentimes it is for the parents specifically, but it's the core of the issue is transparency and allowing the parents to make informed decisions for the welfare of their own children. My wife put here in the chat, if the teacher is not following the rules of the establishment, they shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And the full run through says, I judge thee, not the butt face.
Yeah.
So we have concluded, not the butt face.
We're going to have to dig deep. We're going to have to find one where they are the butt face, because we almost land on every time some good. It's really about the discussion, right, and the explanation of it all. But it's almost always not the butt face.
Yep, we gotta find some real a-holes. All right,
Alvin and the Chipmunks.